What up, world? We back off of the holiday hiatus. Man, how you feeling, brother?
Feeling good, man. Can't complain, man. Blessed to see another year yourself.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you said that. I was gonna just be like, the regular, man. I'm good. But I'm glad you said you're blessed to see another year. I am too, man. That's something we kind of take for granted every now and then. That just kind of brings stuff back into perspective. So I'm glad you said that. But man, I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. It's a new year. Same me. I don't have any New Year's resolutions. You still gonna get the same Aaron. Hopefully, I'll improve on some things, but I'm gonna be the same guy.
Me too, man. But I decided that like I told you earlier, coming into rap, getting old, man. I gotta stop. I gotta stop being picky, man. I just gotta.
Talk about it, brother.
Man, if you got bunions, that's fine. We all got insurance. We can
Ladies
get it
is
removed,
hope for some
man.
of y'all with the bunions.
If you got a slight overbite, I got dental. You know what I mean?
Yo, hey.
But one thing I will not tolerate is a bad wig.
A bad wig?
A bad weave.
Oh,
wig,
a bad weave.
Wig,
All right,
wig too.
Wig,
you know what I'm saying?
All right, so you got to keep your head done. Ankles and up, lady. Take care of it. But the feet, he opening the door.
Yo, BBW. Why not?
Hey, there you go.
Why not, man?
It's cold outside anyway.
Man.
Hey, and you know she can cook. Ain't no BBWs who can't cook.
Yeah, man. So
hey, there it is.
Yo, no 10-day contracts this year, man. if you on a 10-day contract, I'm not gonna even entertain like I used to. You know how you kind of entertain until you
like dibble and dabble.
Man. It's time now to start getting these long-term contracts, the Brady contracts.
I feel you.
No more two ways.
No, none.
No more two ways.
You know what?
Man.
And it feels good to wake up and know that they own the contract. They ain't worrying about trying to get a new contract.
Yeah, man. You don't have to renew. You don't have to renew.
She in there. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Well, hey, I'm glad you feeling that way. Change some things up this season for you. I ain't mad at you. And speaking of, we gonna do our customary wrap up. The end of the year.
End of the year, man.
We're gonna do our top 10 rap albums of the year. This one was difficult again.
It was very.
And it's like when you think of it, you're like, oh, I could rattle off 10 until you start looking back at the albums that came. The top was easy. When I say the top, that means the best albums were easy for me to pick. But, it was definitely some difficult ones in there. Now, I've seen your list, and you've seen mine, and some surprises in there.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. But before we get into the actual lists, I wanted to go through our honorable mentions.
Okay.
So I'll pull mine up real quick. One of my honorable mentions, and this one surprised even me, but the album was dope. Post Malone, Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Beer Bongs and Bentleys. That was a pretty good album. Wouldn't have said that I'm a Post Malone fan. Not that I ever thought he was bad. I'm just be honest. I never really gave him a chance.
Yeah, me neither.
But he generated enough buzz. Enough people said, check out the Post Malone. Check out the Post Malone. So I did it, and it was pretty dope.
I agree.
I thought it was pleasantly surprising. He sounds the same on a lot of records. He doesn't really change up his flow much. Doesn't change up his cadence. The dude can make a song though.
Oh yeah,
I give him that.
Yeah, he can.
He can definitely make a song. Some of the features was decent. 21 Savage verse. I actually
it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad at all.
I liked it, and that was a big, super big record this year. The Ty Dolla $ign. He had a song on there. A feature on there on a track called, I believe it's called Psycho.
Like I told you off air, man. This the new R&B.
Yeah.
It's no classification between R&B and rap.
Yeah, it's
hip hop right now.
Yeah.
This is the new R&B.
It's trap and blues now.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
It's T&B now.
Absolutely.
Trap and blues.
Absolutely.
I might have to patent that. We might have to.
I think Bryson already got that.
Trap and blues?
Trap soul. No, he got trap soul.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of all right. Yeah, edit that out. Yeah. So you're right. That's the perfect example. Call it trap soul, and that's the wave. It's catchy, but it still kind of give you a dope vibe.
Yeah.
So he's
A
definitely in
tad
that
too
way.
long for my liking, but it was still dope.
Yeah, no, we kind of, well, that's just me. I like those longer, full-length projects. So I don't think, if they could get through an hour of us, you could get through an hour of Post Malone. I thought it was dope, though. Yeah, I thought it was pretty fresh. Another one, and I just snuck this in the last 5-10 minutes. Meth Lab 2.
Yep, Meth Lab 2.
Meth Lab 2.
He's in there.
Yo, so not that he ain't always been dope to me. I always thought Meth was nice with it. But since last year into this year, Meth been cooking up something totally different.
Absolutely.
I don't know what.
Absolutely.
I don't know what got in his system, but Meth is in a totally different bag. He came through and bodied this album.
The cadences are different.
Oh man, the flows is ridiculous. The only reason this isn't in my top 10 is because I wasn't a fan of all of the features.
Yeah.
Because it's points where I literally had to wait to hear Meth, and I was like, man, if I wasn't waiting to hear Meth verse, I would have turned.
And that's what a lot of old school New York cats usually do. They grab whoever young in the hood, and throw them on, which is good because it's
they put on for they
putting them on.
Yeah.
But if you I didn't know not one feature, maybe one or two I knew, but the rest of them are kind of obscure. They
Staten Island cats.
They got busy, but.
Yeah, some of them got busy.
Yeah.
Others I was just like, yo, what is this?
But Meth hung with them young kids, man. He went blow for blow with them.
Redman came with it crazy too.
Redman been on the tail the last year as well. With,
I was about to say that for him too. For the last year and some change, I even stretch it out to 2 years. Both Method Man and Redman have been on a totally different level. Them dudes have been bodying projects, whether it's their own or the Wu-Tang or if it's a feature.
Yeah,
they've been definitely on a totally different level. So I that's on there. Another honorable mention I got is Kids See Ghosts. I thought this was dope. The Kid Cudi and Kanye collab. I thought it was super dope. It was short, but the production, the collaboration, I thought it was definitely dope enough for me to have in my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was in somebody's top 10 albums. It made honorable mention for me, but this one was dope. My next honorable mention is Hooligans. Repping for the home team.
Yeah, I got
Chicago.
Hooligans in there too.
Yeah.
Vic got busy.
Vic Mensa.
And I'm not really a Vic. You know that. I'm not. I've listened to his music, but I wouldn't consider myself a fan. If this was my introduction to Vic, this was a solid album. I text you at work, was like, yo, this sucker bananas, man.
Yeah, you made me go back to it because I listened to it and I spun it like 1 or 2 times and then I posted about it. And then when you was like, yo, it's dope, and I was like, I know, I told you. And then I just been spinning.
Yeah, it's a dope album.
It's real
more
dope,
more than what I expected.
And you know what? That's how I felt with his album last year. So
because the album last year was good.
Exactly.
It was a good album.
So with these 2 in a row, I've become a Vic Mensa fan.
Okay.
I will be anticipating the next album because the last 2 albums, I just kind of was like, okay, well, let's check this Vic out. Now I'll be anticipating the next one. Vic Mensa definitely got 2 in a row for me. That was nice. This next album. Just barely. If I had to swap an album, and I'm still on the fence, I might change my mind again in the middle of this show. I really want to change this to my 10th album. Right now, it's on the fence. Dime Trap.
Okay,
T.I.
he's in my honorable. No, wait. Keep that.
Keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
As I continue,
you keep that one.
T.I. Dime Trap is just outside my top 10 right now. But that might change by the end of the show. I'm really feeling it. And I'll get it. I'll once y'all hear my 10th, we'll get more into it. But Dime Trap right now is an honorable mention. This last album, last of my honorable mentions anyway. This album just recently came out, but it's so dope. I like the way that he changed the perspective of what he's talking about in his album, and I guess jail will do that to you. I got Meek Championship.
Yeah, Meek's in mine too. Honorable mention.
I got Meek in there.
The first half of the album.
Just the first half.
That's second half of the album.
Second half of the album was straight, man.
It wasn't like that first. That first half was.
It wasn't.
The beats, the old school joints, Jay-Z verse.
That was Jay-Z verse was bananas. I don't know. My favorite track is on the back half though. Oodles and Noodles, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite track.
What was dope about Meek's album? This is the first time that I felt that he was actually talking about something.
Yeah.
Not just yelling on the track.
It wasn't just Maybachs and Rakes and my ice and my road.
He was spitting.
He was on a different wave.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he was versatile in his delivery too, and maybe not necessarily the cadence, but the way that he presented himself on the track.
Yeah,
because when somebody, just be honest, when somebody goes to jail, sometimes they may come back out and have that, oh, I'm feeling sorry for myself, or I'm just in a certain kind of lane right now since I'm in there. He came back out trying to teach you something, trying to show you what he's learned and how these things have changed his perspective. But he never seemed wavered or a lack of confidence. Yeah. So that's the thing that really drew me to the album, and it's got to go on my honorable mentions.
Okay, well let me throw mine out quickly. We both got Post, we both got Meth, we both got Meek, we both got Vic. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I differ in is Dimebag Styles P was honorable mention for me.
That was a dope album. It was a dope album.
And lastly, Evil Genius by Gucci Mane.
I didn't listen to the Gucci. Other than the singles, he had that one joint.
Which one?
I don't know. It was all over the radio. It's
the one with Bruno and
No. Well, that one was dope too, but that's not.
Yeah,
what
he got a couple 3 that's out right now. I can't
remember what it's called.
And I'm not even a Gucci fan, but I began to become tolerable of Gucci when he got out of jail. And I'm like, this dude kind of
clone Gucci.
Yeah, I'm like this dude.
Everybody talking about he a clone.
Like this dude kind of nice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I didn't get it. I didn't listen to it, so I can't critique it.
That's my guilt. Gucci would be my rap guilty pleasure.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, that make perfect sense.
Burr.
That's not usually my forte when it comes to rap. So I'm with it though.
And I wrestled with. I changed a little bit of it. I had Astro World in my top 10. Then I took it out to put something else in. It can be an honorable mention, but I'm not a Travis fan either. But you told me to listen to it, so I gave it a spin. Yeah. Production is crazy. That man can produce. He can produce some tracks.
He can.
Lyrics, okay, that it is what it is. But the production on Astro World, crazy, ridiculous, man.
So the way that you feel about the way you feel about Gucci is how I feel about Travis.
Okay.
I am, and again on the same wave as Vic. His last 2 albums have really won me over. What is it called? Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight. And shout out to my cousin Boogie. She put me on that. She told me for months, listen to that album. And it took me months to listen. I finally listened. I was like, this is dope. And then he followed it up with Astro World. And like you said, the content, okay, it is what it is. But the production is the closest. That production. And it's a couple more that we gonna go over. Top, if we talking about just the production,
it's probably top 3.
5. Yeah, top 3, top 5.
Yeah,
with probably that
one of the Kanye projects
and
both
of our number 1 albums.
Yeah.
So and we'll get into that. If you don't know, you're finna find out. Yeah, but Travis is high on my list. I'm definitely starting to be more of a Travis Scott fan.
So what we gonna do? We gonna go. You spit your 10, I do my 10. You do your 9, I do my 9. Let's do it like that.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do it like that.
The one off. Let's do this. All right, so my number 10,
First, what was the criteria for a dope album? Is it just what you're feeling, or was it just encompass all that was hip hop, the longevity, the playability?
For me, it was playability, content, and production.
Okay,
usually how
that's all you need.
Yeah, that's usually how I do, man. So I'm gonna get a little flack for this, I know, because a lot of people got this high on their list. I've looked at Billboard, I've looked at Complex, I've looked at all of the people who rank albums at the end of the year, and they have this album ranked very low or very high in value, if you say. I have it at number 10, and it's barely. Again, Dime Trap might take this spot, but I have J. Cole KOD as my number 10 album.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. We talking about we break it up as content, playability, and production. Content is very high. Yeah. I loved what he was talking about. I've always thought his flow was dope, so that didn't miss me at all. J. Cole is a phenomenal artist. Until we hit the production, that was the miss for me. The production wasn't dope. It wasn't bad, but
this was probably some of Cole's best production to me.
Word?
Yeah.
No.
I can't.
Forest Hill Drive?
Forest Hill Drive was dope, but this wasn't a Forest Hill Drive album. This was more of a concept album.
It was. Forest Hill Drive was sort of a concept album.
I don't know.
All of his albums been concept albums. Except maybe, what was the last one before this? I always want to call it Truly Yours, but it's not called Truly Yours.
That's what, the one with the, it ain't King, that's T.I. The one with the horns, with the crown on the cover?
No. That's Born Center. Born Center was definitely a concept album. Damn, why can't I?
I can't think of it.
But back to KOD. It's not a bad album. Well, obviously it's not a bad album. It's in my top 10. It's not
you
bad.
got 9 of them better.
Hell yeah. It's not bad production. It just got boring to me. It got For Your Eyes Only.
Okay, yeah. For Your Eyes Only.
It got redundant. It got repetitive. And because it's a concept album, I expected the content to be the same, but he flipped it, and his metaphors and his vocabulary allowed me to stay captured with what he was saying, but not always how it sounded.
Okay.
So that's the reason why this is still teetering on 10, because if I take Dime Trap,
so you thinking of moving him out
and putting in an honorable mention,
wow,
and putting in Dime Trap as my 10, because if we go back to Dime Trap and I rate it the same way, I talk about the content. The content isn't as good, but it's still very good to me. The production clearly blows KOD out of the water. The presentation with Dave Chappelle on there.
Yeah.
Oh man. Matter of fact, I'm saying it right now. KOD is out of my top 10.
Okay.
KOD is out of my top 10. Dime Trap is my number 10.
Okay.
KOD is an honorable mention.
All right, I can't be mad at that.
Shout out to Clifford Harris.
So my number 10 is Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts.
Kanye and Cudi.
Yeah.
Dope album, production, content to me was what it was.
Yeah.
But based upon the theme of the album, some way, somehow, it all fit.
Yeah.
It all fit. And you know me, when I get a Most Def anything, I'm on it.
Yeah,
I'm on it. So when I heard the most track, it was dope. So the album, like you just mentioned, it was a full circle album.
Yeah.
It was from the concept of kids seeing ghosts. That can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Whatever you want it to be. And just from the production standpoint of, to me, this is probably the best production out of the 4 that summer, with Daytona real close to it. Real close.
Indeed.
But this one wins or is better to me because of what happens sonically. The ambient noise, just the noise that's just there that has nothing to do with the track.
Yeah.
Like, you thought to put that in
there?
and it's working.
He's a genius.
Yep.
I know he wilding on Twitter and all of the other things, and hey, I don't care what you say. When it comes to music, Kanye delivers.
Yeah, man.
Kanye delivers.
He's a mastermind, man.
Absolutely. So I got no qualms with that.
And when him and Travis get together, that's
man,
that's some stuff.
Oh man, it definitely is. The dude is phenomenal. He's a hell of a producer. He's nothing short of a genius.
And people always ask, what is it that Cudi does? Whatever it is Cudi does,
it works.
It works well. If you say Cudi can't rap, okay. If you say Cudi's just a hook man, it worked.
Yeah,
it worked. He's a good. You can tell he's a writer.
He is. He phonetically, like you said, sonically.
Yeah. He
draws you in with what he says, his cadence, the sound. It just puts you in the mode that says, you know what? Let me listen more. So
I agree.
So Kids See Ghosts, it was a dope album.
I agree.
Definitely a dope album. Staying on that wave, number 9, I got Ye. I got Ye at number 9. I thought it was a dope album.
It was a dope album.
I really wish it was shorter. I mean, it wasn't as short, I should say.
Yeah.
But everything that we said about Cudi's album, I feel about Kanye's album.
That was the one album out of the 4 that I wanted more from it. That's why I couldn't put it in neither my honorable or the top 10. But that should still be a reason that I should put it in because I wanted more.
I feel you.
But I couldn't put it in there.
Out of all of the songs, just talking about individual songs that have come out this year, this song probably got the most play, which was Ghost Town.
Yeah.
Ghost Town
was hard.
Ghost Town that's probably my most played song of 2018 was Ghost Town. But it's not much more to say about my number 9. Ye, he did it. He came with it, man. I thought a majority of his projects that he came out with or that he helped produce, co-produce, whatever you want to say, was dope this year. He definitely delivered with Ye.
And I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
My number 9, Young Sinatra 4, Logic.
Young Sinatra 4, Logic.
If that's how you go close out the series, that's how you close out a series.
Kudos to that man.
And this wasn't no rappity rap. You know, I say your white rappers to me sometimes they all sound.
Yeah, they get
this dude. He found the boom bap and he stayed on that boom bap, man.
With it. And that's another dude who he doesn't get enough credit for his writing ability, in my opinion. I like the way, and he's another dude who constantly pays homage to people who have inspired him.
Yeah, because that Wu-Tang track is...
Or Mac Miller, or, you know, he just constantly is talking about the guys who inspired him. But it's not, he doesn't do it in a super name-droppy way.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, where it comes off like, oh, man, he just, you know, dick rap. You know, it don't come off like that. It comes off super genuine. It comes off very creative and witty. Young Sinatra 4 is a dope album.
Yeah.
Super dope album.
Number 8.
Number 8, I have Book of Ryan. I got Book of Ryan, Royce da 5'9". Very, very candid album. Very dope conceptual album. I learned more about Royce da 5'9" in this album than all of his other music. He's been very revealing before, but usually in a limited capacity.
Yeah.
He gave a lot of you throughout this entire album, whether it was his youth, his addiction, his struggles with, you know, his relationship, his struggles in music, his struggles with the group, you know. So this was super dope. The bars was crazy.
Yeah, you with a Royce project, you know you're gonna get that.
And if we talk about content, this is probably one of the best content-heavy albums through the year.
I agree.
So Book of Ryan came in at number 8 for me. Super dope.
Number 8, Dime Trap, T.I.
Dime Trap. I'm not mad at that. Dime Trap was. We talked about it already.
Yeah, for everything you said earlier, fits
super
here.
Dope album.
This is the best I've probably heard T.I. ever.
And you know what? We talked about that, and you was like, "Man, this might be T.I.'s best album," and I was like, "Hell no!"
Yeah, you said that too.
Yeah, I was like, "Hell no!" You got Urban Legend. You got what's the first one?
I'm serious.
I'm serious. I was like, "No, dog, you can't." I was like, "No, you're tripping." And then the more and more I listened to it, I'm like, "Yo, I understand what you're saying."
See,
it might be top 3.
To me,
it might be top 3.
For that's dope. For you to be a MC, you have to be vulnerable. T.I., yeah, he's been vulnerable, but it's been trap. Everybody in trap talks about drugs and all, but he went and talked about him and Tiny, his children. That's what rap is to me. You know what I'm saying? It's you're an open book. Like when Big say, you know, what the joint? I'm a when he black Timbs and black hoodies. I'm go to heaven because I can't believe that's
I can't go to heaven with the goodies.
Yeah, man. Who says that about themselves,
black
man?
Hoodies. Yeah,
on,
I dig
man.
it. I dig it. Yo, it's the more that you said that, and as crazy as it sounded in the beginning, the more and more I listen to the album, I'm like, yo, he right. This is easily a top 3, top 4 album for T.I. And then you think about his catalog.
Yeah, he has a lot of music.
You think about his catalog and how long he's been doing this. T.I. is, it's crazy to say he's underrated.
Very underrated.
But he might be underrated.
Yeah.
When you talk about the amount of albums that he has, the amount of albums that you can classify as classics, this dude might be underrated. Or even if you don't want to say underrated, you can say that maybe undervalued.
Yeah.
For what he's given hip hop for this long.
And I feel
not rap, what he's given hip hop.
The last 3 years may have been his best work, from the Trouble Man album to the what's the name? It's just the Social album. I can't think of it. They came out doing a couple summers ago. But that his last 3-4 projects all been on point. Even the Hustle Game project was dope to me.
It was, and it wasn't called like an open letter or something like that. It wasn't even. I don't even think they really classified it as a project, but I think it's called Open Letter. I gotta look it up real quick and I'll find it. But the T.I.'s album was beyond dope.
Yeah, it was a dope project.
Beyond dope. Us or Else.
Us or Else. That's
Us
it.
or Else.
That's it.
Letter to the System.
Yep, Letter to the System. Dope project, man.
Super dope project.
That was my summertime run right there.
Really slept on. That was a super slept on album. But yeah, man, Dime Trap was dope. That's my number 10. Sorry, KOD.
Okay. Number 7.
Number 7, I got Kamikaze, Eminem.
Nah, man.
Kamikaze, Eminem.
No.
Yes.
I'm sorry, man.
So this is yeah, man. This is the rejuvenation for me, because I clowned M super bad with
number 7.
Number 7, dog.
That's kind of high for Kamikaze, man.
Kamikaze was dope.
It was, but that's kind of high for Kamikaze, man.
Nah, why? Why is that high?
So KOD isn't better than Kamikaze?
No.
Book of Ryan isn't better than Kamikaze?
No.
Fresh.
Nah.
You're tripping. You're stanking.
Nah.
Come on,
to me, Kamikaze, in my opinion, only has 2 bad songs. I ain't even gonna say bad songs, but songs that I really wasn't Nice Guy and Good Guy. And I wouldn't
I agree with that.
I'm not even gonna say they're bad songs, but I guess this album, the bounce back, is maybe why I'm putting this higher than,
because you're an M guy.
I'm a huge M guy.
You're an M guy,
and he fell so flat for me over the last couple of albums, and then he came back with this, and I was happy. I was proud.
Let me not say nothing. When I say my 7, you may say the same.
So yeah, man, M with the 7 for me, and if we go back to the content, M always gonna be high with the content. The bars is there. It was super dope. The production was cold. You know, you could get Eminem and it gets repetitive, especially when he's producing. You kind of get that same type of sound, the same type of vibe when you get an Eminem production. I felt like it was different this time. So the production didn't really drag me down. It didn't get the same. It didn't get stale.
And I agree with that.
I felt like it was enough for me to, continue to vibe off of it. The Joyner Lucas joint
that's like the highlight for me.
Beyond crazy. That was my favorite song on here. But all in all, man, the Royce da 5'9" joint.
Yeah, that was dope.
But all in all, that's the reason why I put him at 7. The bounce back, the fact that he came back from the last flop, I was happy. So 7 for me, Kamikaze.
My number 7, maybe controversial in a way.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. This group has been dope to me.
I know where we going.
For a long time. Then they went wayward when they signed the chick with the group.
The national anthem?
Yeah, the
national anthem lady?
The national anthem lady. But Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
New project. Masters of the Sun Volume 1. Dope project. If you go back to Bridging the Gap, the first 2 albums, this takes you back there. When the album dropped, I went and read all the reviews. Of course, everybody's saying, the people that review the album, of course, said it was whack. Because they probably don't remember that from the Black Eyed Peas. They remember Fergalicious. That's not the Black Eyed Peas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They were super pop for 5,
but the
6 years.
MCs that know the Black Eyed Peas. Snoop said, thank God that the Black Eyed Peas are back. And he had the Black Eyed Peas in all caps. They spitting heat on this one. The track they got with Nas.
Yo, that's the one you sent to me. The one you sent.
Crazy.
First of all, obviously we like music.
Yeah.
The music video.
I can't
tell you when the last time I really wanted to just sit through a music video. The music video was dope.
You can't. They don't even do videos like that no more, man.
The visuals was cool. You sent it to me on YouTube. I would have never saw it on TV.
Yeah.
The visuals was crazy. Everybody got off.
Yep.
Everybody bodied the track. The bars.
And on the album, Nas got 2 verses.
Word?
2 verses.
I gotta go listen to that one because I only saw the one with the 1 verse.
Yeah, he got 1 verse on the video.
Yeah, but so I haven't listened to the whole album. I only listened to 2 or 3 joints, and they was straight.
Yeah,
and it was better than straight. It was nice.
Yeah,
but I haven't listened to the whole thing.
Will.i.am's production on this. We talked about that top 3.
Yeah. He's always been an underrated producer.
He's easy in that top 5 of this year of straight production.
I got you. I'm not mad at that.
Then Kanye, who we got up there at the top, said that he knew that the album was going to be dope when he heard that he was producing U2's album. So, and that was before he heard it.
Yeah.
You know
so he got and you know what? Kanye knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Kanye knows, man. He's in the know, especially when it comes to producers and the ongoings. He knows creators. And Black Eyed Peas, Will.i.am, he's always been a creator.
And this was under the radar. I just happened to be on Apple Music one day and was looking for some new music.
Yeah.
I said, what is this?
I love
Black Eyed Peas.
Apple Music, man. Just
I'm like, what is that? Like,
random stuff.
I'm thinking it's going to be Fergalicious again. So I just happened to play it. No. I saw the video on YouTube first. That's the first thing I sent to you. It's like, yo, this joint got Nas on it. I didn't even hear it, but I know you're a Nas cat.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was like, oh my goodness. I went and found it. For like 3 days in a row. That's all I listened to.
Hey, you kept telling me too.
3 days in a row.
Black Eyed Peas is cold.
3 days in a row.
So I'm definitely gonna check it out off the strength of You Alone and off the Nas track that I already heard. I'm definitely gonna end up listening to the rest of it. So I'm not gonna say it don't belong because I ain't heard it all yet.
Yeah, okay. I can't be mad at
we
that.
shall revisit.
I ain't mad at that.
Number 6 is an album that you already mentioned, Young Sinatra 4. So we don't have to go back into it too much, but he definitely did his thing, man.
Yeah, he got busy.
Logic is underrated, but yeah. So that's my number 6, Young Sinatra 4.
My number 6, Stream of Thought Volume 2, Black Thought.
Yo.
And Salam Remy.
Yo. The man's went bananas.
Yeah.
He went bananas. I'm a little mad that you got it at 6. Let's just say man's is on the list coming up.
Yeah, okay. And I toyed with it. I toyed with it for a long time. Where to put it.
Thought got busy.
Yeah, he went off.
I don't know if somebody did something to him or somebody said, yo, Black Thought ain't bringing it or where's Black Thought. But ever since the Funk Flex freestyle, the man's went straight crazy. Streams of Thought 1.
Stream of Thought 1 was
Stream
dope.
of Thought 1 was dope. And the fact that he went, he dropped the same day as, Kanye started doing his thing.
Yeah. Because he came out with Tiana, right?
No, he came out with Ye.
That's right. He came out with Ye.
He came out with Ye.
With Ye.
So it's easy to overlook that with, let's be honest. People will check more for Kanye than they checking for Black Thought.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
He's more of a mainstream artist, as opposed to where Black Thought, not that Black Thought isn't mainstream, but he got a lot more love on the underground. But he got off on Streams of Thought 1. Then he dropped Stream of Thought 2 towards the end of the year. It was like Thanksgiving-ish, somewhere around in there.
Yeah. It's close to it somewhere.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I listened to that album on repeat over and over.
Same
and
as
over.
I.
It was like 25, 27 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
I know
it's not
it's
long
like
at all.
under 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what we was talking about. When you listen to it and it goes back through repeat.
Yep. And you don't know, like, yo,
and you don't even realize.
did I hear this
like,
already?
I spun it already? Streams of Thought 2 was super dope. I think you got it a little too low at 6.
Okay. All right.
But next, number 5, I got Astro World.
Okay.
I got Astro World at number 5.
That was my honorable mention, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
You had Astro World as an honorable mention. I got him at number 5. Kind of high. But again,
Very high.
I'm a Travis fan.
You are.
And again, the production really won me over.
And I can't fault that.
The production really won me over.
Production
when
heavy.
we're talking about content. And another thing that really made me like it is, as much as it may not seem like it, it's a conceptual album. If you listen to the way he spoke about Astro World and how it gave him a feel for being a kid, and him just wanting to go back and have that youth and that fun and take you back to a place of nostalgia. If y'all don't know, Astro World was like an amusement park in Texas, and
that's what's dope. All his tours, he been like even at the UC here in Chicago. Soon as the audience, I don't know if you saw this, soon as the crowd came into the atrium by the Michael Jordan.
It was
the
like
balloons and stuff start falling down. They had the circus clowns and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
I saw
it all tied in.
It was super dope. I follow him on Instagram. That's the reason I saw it. I wish I would have went to the concert. And I heard it was a vibe. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a vibe. It was a vibe. You're right. It was a vibe. It was a vibe.
I hear the sarcasm in your
voice,
voice,
man. Just like when people go see Future, they don't go see Future because they like Future. They go see Future because it's a vibe, man.
I guess
nowadays the vibe is what's measured more than the music.
I can agree with that.
The lyrics don't matter anymore. It's the melody and your
the lyrics
beat.
don't matter to the masses.
Yeah, to the masses. If
you look at the top of our lists, it matters.
Okay.
It matters.
Okay.
So we'll say that. But yeah, you're right. I got a bunch of vibe type of albums sprinkled in here.
What number is that?
That was 5.
Okay.
That was 5. So
okay.
Astro World was definitely a vibe, but I'm biased. I will say that my bias comes out here probably with Kamikaze being at 7 and Astro World coming at 5. But if you could be biased at any point,
you should be biased on your own list. Yeah.
Yeah, be biased.
So I got Black Eyed Peas on here. Ain't nobody else gonna check for Black Eyed Peas. But it's a dope album.
I feel you, man.
It's a dope album. My number 5, we spoke about it in length, so I won't really get into it, was K.O.D. J. Cole.
Okay.
Number 5.
Not mad at that. So, a lot of people got it that high.
Yeah.
A lot of people have it, top 5 or better.
Mm-hmm.
So I dig that. Number 4. Another one for the home team. I'm pretty sure.
Another one for the home team. Who else came out with a record from Chicago?
Exactly.
Did I sleep?
Drogas Wave.
Oh, okay.
Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
Lupe Fiasco. Number 4 for me.
Okay, and
again.
Wait. Go ahead. Just go.
This is another one where my bias peeks out. I am a huge Lupe Fiasco fan. This one definitely hit home for me.
This one had layers, man.
That is the perfect
layers.
That is the perfect setup.
Yeah.
It has layers.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just go through a Lupe Fiasco album, song, verse just one time.
No, you can't.
It's too much to peel back.
Yeah.
The dude is super articulate. He is so smart. He's got so many double, triple entendres. He goes so many different places, but yet he can always bring it back to one point. He's just a multifaceted artist. The dude is he's bananas.
He's the lyricist, if you will.
Yeah.
The back half of that album.
If you're looking for the bars, I'm glad you said that. The back half of the album was absolutely ridiculous.
Phenomenal.
It is, man.
If that album was from, let's say, 11 to what, like 24, something like that, that this would have been a masterpiece. The first half isn't bad.
Yeah.
But if it was just that last part with nothing else, it may have been up there with my number one.
I'll tell you this. If you, like you said, if it goes 11 through 24, and if this album dropped anywhere between like 91 and 98, certified classic.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Certified classic, because it's that dope. This album missed its era. When you talk about content, you talk about bars, just his ability to just straight demolish a track.
It's a polarizing album, just from content.
It is. So
you have to sit and listen.
You have to.
This not this album dope and that's it. No, when you go back, you're gonna find different jewels in this album.
You gotta peel back through it. You have to. So yeah, Drogas Wave, man, Lupe Fiasco, that was 4 for me.
All right, number 4 for me. We already talked about it, so I'm not gonna go in length. And that was Book of Ryan, Royce the 5'9", my number 4.
I'm not mad at it at number 4. It was a dope album, super dope.
I almost forgot about it because it came out so early in the year.
It did.
So I had to go back and be like, yo, it's some stuff in my library. Royce the 5'9".
Yeah, Royce came with it, man. So number 3,
top 3. Top 3. This is the brawl for it all.
The brawl for it all.
When you get to the top 3, it ain't no games being played.
None
is serious business.
When you talk about top 3, it's no misses.
No.
When we talking about content, we talking about bars, we talking about production, you cannot have any misses. You can't have bad songs on the top 3. My top 3 albums, you can spin front to back, no misses, and then you put it on repeat and you listen again.
So you got me amped up to see your number 3. I forgot what it was.
Number 3 is Streams of Thought.
Okay.
Number 3, Streams of Thought. Black Thought. I know we talked about it already, but this hit every point for me.
Okay.
Black Thought just straight demolished this. So yeah, that's my number 3, man.
My number 3, Lupe Fiasco. Drogas Way.
So what is you talking about? Like another one for the home team? Who else in Chicago came out with an album? This man forgot he's from the crib. He fine.
I forgot, man.
We need a sub. We need a substitute.
Hey, coach, my screen went black. My screen went black. Because you know when you said Lupe, I said, oh, yeah.
Like that guy. Yeah, him.
Yeah, he
straight body.
Got busy.
Yo, so I know our number 1 and number 2 is exactly the same.
Okay.
So I guess we'll talk about these together. Number 2, Daytona.
Can't push.
First of all,
a lot of people tried to hate on this album because it was a Kanye joint. This album was...
Hate on it how?
I don't...
The album has no holes whatsoever.
No holes.
None whatsoever. The only... And we'll get into number 1.
Yeah.
But let's focus on Push. This album has no holes at all. I don't understand how you can hate on it. Production was bananas.
Yeah, it was.
The content, people were like, all he ever talk about is crack and selling drugs. And so what?
Yes.
Nobody can talk about it the same way he does. Nobody. It's not even close. When it comes to talking about selling drugs, moving out here, jugging in the streets, nobody can talk about it like Pusha T. He is the most believable drug dealing rapper known to man.
And what's dope about it, it'll be 3 verses. The first one gonna talk about crack.
Yeah.
The second one gonna talk about something else.
Yeah.
That third one gonna be crack. But in some way, they all intertwine.
They all intertwine together,
man. For real.
Yo, and the depths of which he can go with the same thing.
Yeah.
If you talk about content and you talk about, oh man, if you're giving me the same thing over and over, it is nobody can keep you focused on the same thing for years over and over and make it sound good like Pusha T can.
You know what you gonna get when you get a Pusha joint. It's gonna be crack, and more crack.
Exactly. So it's another dope concept album. I don't care what nobody say. This is a conceptual album. I thought it was super dope. Daytona is hands down one of the coldest albums of the year. That's why we both got it at number 2.
Yeah.
And number 1, This album came out very early.
Very early in the year. And a lot of people didn't even have it in their list.
Shame on anybody who didn't.
Absolutely.
This is the dopest album of the year.
Yep.
Crazy thing about it is, when we first heard it, we both said, this might be the album of the year.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, well, it might be too early. It's March. Hopefully we get better albums, or maybe we might get a better album. But we didn't.
And pretty much everything on our list came out way after.
Everything came out
after this album. This album came out, what, first quarter? Like
March?
February, something like that? March?
February or March. I don't think any other album that I got on this list came out after this. I think everything did.
Yeah.
Everything else came out after. So he held it down, undefeated.
Yep.
Victory Lap. Nipsey Hussle had the best album.
Should be everybody's number one.
If you haven't listened to Victory Lap, it's an issue. It is the best album of the year. Again, it's a conceptual album.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about his struggles with being able to win in the race, and how the endurance that it takes to be able to win. And it touches anything. No matter whether you trapping or you working hard, it's a 9 to 5, or if you're talking about the music business. He's talking about his hustle, his ability to stay focused, and then at the end of it all, being able to reap the benefits of all of the hard work.
Yep.
Victory Lap is phenomenal album.
And we always knew Nipsey to be a dope lyricist, but we just never got a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then when you got them on featurings, they were from West Coast cats that you like.
Yeah.
Not, and us being from the Midwest, there's some West Coast cats. You know, we like the whole TDE fam and all that stuff. But it's not a lot of West Coast cats that's moving the bar where we are in the Midwest of Chicago.
They're not. They don't. Let's be honest. They don't get a lot of spin.
Yeah.
They don't.
So for him to be an LA cat.
Yeah.
And this was bar heavy.
Super bar heavy.
Bar heavy. And then the cherry on top for me was when, of course, I told you he did the interview and how he sent the album to Puff, which is my man. Puff can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
You can hear the musicality, and we talked about it prior, the depth of the album. How massive. It sounds like a movie score.
Yeah.
And he said all Puff did was went into the studio and was like, yo, we about to make that bass line bigger.
Yeah.
Add some echoes right here. So when as soon as it come on with that, it just puts you in the mood like this dude about to do something crazy, man.
And it did.
This is a dope album.
Through start to finish, this album sets the entire tone and entire mood for what you're about to go through.
Yeah.
And it takes you a bunch of different places. I mean, production is top notch. When it comes to the best produced albums of the year, to me, I got Nipsey number one. Probably got Ye number 2. Astro World number 3. When we talking about just production. And Daytona.
I can't fault that. I got
Daytona in there. Maybe 3 or 4 between him and Astro World. But nothing quite carried. As dope as Push's album was, nothing quite carried the same way that Nipsey Hussle did with this album, man. It was from the way that everything just meshed and came together with the content, the music, the features, everything was dope. That's the reason that this is the album of the year. It's gotta be.
And it was refreshing.
It's gotta be.
Because you don't hear complete projects anymore.
At all.
It's either a lot of hits and a lot of misses.
It's a lot of albums that I have under the honorable mentions was dope, but then it's like, it's a couple of misses here and there, especially with championships, with the
they were single heavy.
Yeah.
This was a project.
Straight up.
None of these have to go to the radio, which I'm sure it didn't on this end of the vineyard, if you will.
Yeah.
It didn't. They weren't playing it in Chicago.
I'm damn sure that they probably bumped the whole album in Cali.
This joint, this was,
and as they should.
This was like the first time to me, if we were to equate it, not saying in terms of the longevity that this particular album had, but like the first time you heard Volume 1 or something, or the first, it had that kind of impact for me for today, because of the music is whack right now. There's a lot of whack music, and it's a lot of good stuff that you have to
sprinkled in,
that you have to bury I mean, that you have to try to scurry for because it's buried underneath all this trash. So when this one popped up, there would never been a chance that I would listen to a Nipsey Hussle album. I knew Nipsey was dope because I heard him before, but I don't even know what made me listen to Nipsey Hussle. I don't even know what made me listen. Somebody had to bring it up for me to be like, yo, listen to Nipsey. Or nope. What happened was I was reading an article and he was saying how dope the project was going to be.
Okay.
Because Nipsey has been coming out since forever.
Yeah.
And nothing really materialized on our end being in Chicago that we've heard.
Nipsey definitely not new.
Yeah.
It's just that, this is now I guess you would say this is his mainstream introduction.
Because he's been next Snoop since Bow Wow.
This is
he's been the next Snoop
essentially this is his rookie LP. Mm-hmm. That's what this is categorized as, even though he been around, been out, his name has been in the business for a long time.
For a minute.
If this is your jump start, then God damn it,
he can't come with nothing whack after this.
But then again, it's gonna be hard to measure up to this.
You right.
You set the bar super high. I'm glad you did.
So this is his purple tape.
Hell yeah. That's high praise.
That's what Push said his Daytona is his purple tape.
I agree with that.
I can't fault that.
And as dope as what was the album right before that? My Name Is My Name.
Yeah.
As dope as that album was from Push, I understand.
That album was heavy. Bro.
That album was cold.
Yeah.
That album was super dope. And he followed it up with Daytona, and it was even better.
Yep.
So I hope that it's funny that both of them have racing homage to both of them. Daytona.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
But Push said his Daytona was off of Ghostface.
Yeah.
Daytona 500.
Yeah. So Victory Lap, #1 album. It's a consensus over here.
Yeah. I got another honorable mention that I forgot to mention, and it just slipped my mind until we got to Nip. Was I don't want to let 2018 go away without mentioning J-Rock's album. Redemption was dope. Redemption was a dope album. I don't know how that slipped me. That was a dope album.
And he got a lot of buzz.
The TDE camp got busy for 2018, man.
They did.
Even we was talking about the Black Panther soundtrack, how that was even
Super
dope.
cool.
First time I listened to it, it was whack. The second time, it was okay. But I even listened to it today and was like, yo, I can't front on this. This is a dope project.
Ab-Soul may be the most underrated new guy ever.
I agree.
Of the new school guys, Ab-Soul might be the most underrated new school guy.
Yep, I agree.
He is so undervalued.
They got so much over at that camp, man, that it's just...
They do.
Schoolboy, man.
Schoolboy is dope.
Yep.
But he's got a bigger buzz than Ab-Soul.
Yeah.
But Schoolboy is super dope with it. Both of them constantly drop features and they sprinkle, little hits here and there with other people that leave you enough not to forget their name.
I agree.
Or when they come up and be like, oh yeah, him.
Yeah.
Super undervalued over there. They like you said, they got a lot of talent on that roster. A lot of talent over there. But this year
started slow.
It started slow. That's another reason probably why I fell in love with the Nipsey, is because it wasn't much else around it.
It wasn't none dropping.
It wasn't much else around
substance.
it, man. Yeah, it was rough. And then we got to the summer, and then the summer carried us through for a while.
Yeah.
And then it was a lot of dope stuff that dropped towards the end of the year.
Yep.
Meth Lab, Hooligans with Vic Mensa, Streams of Thought dropped towards the end of the year. So a bunch of dope albums came out towards the end. The first quarter was rough, other than Dipset, and not even Diplomatic. It wasn't Dipset. It was
that wasn't
Cam.
First quarter.
Wasn't Cam first quarter?
Jimmy
was first quarter. I know it was one of the Dipset dudes was first quarter, and then this. I don't really know much else that dropped first quarter rap wise.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez album was dope. That dropped first quarter, but that was more trap soul.
Oh, we closing. What's my man? Check out the Dreams 3 album epic. This masterpiece of thought tree is the best thing I've heard in a long time. Anything R. Kelly, this is the next best thing.
Masterpiece of thought.
Oh my goodness, it's called a sex tape something.
As we turn to the book of Thoughteronomy.
Man, this man.
Yeah, I think it is called
Sex Tapes Volume 1, 2, and 3, I think.
something like that.
But he got busy. If we talk about R&B, he got busy. And Mario's album.
Mario's album was dope.
It Shadow Dance or something like that? Drowning was dope.
Yeah, Drowning was dope.
So that's it.
Yeah, when it comes to R&B, it wasn't much.
That's it.
It wasn't much. Trey Songz album was not dope to me.
Man, I'm not listening to that.
Yeah, he had one joint on there, but
he ain't Luther. I'm saying that for everybody. It's R&B. He ain't Luther.
The king of the EPs. He dropped like 3-4 EPs. Wale.
Yeah, that's true.
Wale is always my man. I'm super biased when it comes to Lupe. Not Lupe. Well, yeah, Lupe too, but Wale.
Crit had a couple singles that he threw out there.
Yeah, he did. You can't even call them EPs. It was like literally like 2 joints.
Yeah.
But he released like probably like 7 to 10 10 tracks towards the end of the year. Wale sprinkled, some joints out throughout the year. That was super dope. Wale, can I get a full joint, man? Give me like 10, 11 tracks, please? Cause I need a full project from you. But the man is a genius. It's another one. I can't get enough Wale, but I'm ready for more good music for 2019.
More good music 2019.
Waiting on that. Let us know y'all list. Let us know what you thinking, what you feeling. Did we miss anything? What differs on your list? What's your number one? Hit us up in the comments. Y'all already know how to get in contact with us, man.
Yep.
Check us out on Google. Check us out on the iTunes podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube. And we're going to keep rocking into 2019, man. Y'all have a good new year. I hope y'all new year is prosperous. Peace and blessings. We out of here. It's a wrap.
Stay black.
Peace.